Moving on with our project here, on the second part, the project is being called, as you very well know by now, Evaluating Binary Option Strategies. And this is our second strategy, or the second system to evaluate, and this is being called the high, low, middle binary option system. Whenever you are trading binary options, you should buy puts when you are looking for price to go to the downside, or you should buy calls when you are looking for price to go to the upside. The secret is that your option to expire in the money, and therefore at the expiration date price to be bigger in the case of puts, or lower in the case bigger in the case of calls, or lower in the case of puts than the striking price. What we are doing here, we are gathering in one place binary option strategies from all over the internet based on your suggestions, and we are testing them, looking at how they work under real-time conditions, if there is a dynamic environment there, or the history can be tested. So we are back testing the strategies to see how they work, and in the end we'll make a SWOT analysis, a strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, and of course place a recommendation, a conclusion and a recommendation on the strategy. So far we've looked at binary options ultimatum, and this is done. You can find it over the internet under binaryoptions.net.au, or you can just go on the official website, official YouTube channel of binaryoptions.net.au, or you may just look at this second strategy that we are evaluating, and this is the high, low, middle binary option system. So far we look at the strategy description and interpretation. We've looked at the setting up the account into that part, checking all the setups, the indicators to be used. And now this is the most important part of the project, the second part, how it works, what it should do. We looked at the standard interpretation for the strategy, what to look for, the potential outcome, and now it is time to use it under real-time examples. The purpose of this testing is we are going to take all these currency pairs that you are seeing here provided by this broker in this demo account, Admiral Markets. So euro, dollar, US dollar, Japanese, we're going from the top there until probably something like this. This being the most of the currency pairs also offered by binary options brokers to be traded, and we are going to test the October until middle of November this strategy here to see how many signals it generates and if they are profitable or not. So let's start with the euro dollar. We have a couple of signals while we've looked so far in the description for the strategy, but let's start with the beginning of October. And as you very well know, this system goes by identifying possible buying calls or buying puts scenario or place on the 4-hour chart. We are looking at a candle to be in the upper side of the high-low indicator there, to have a green candle for the color CCI, basically signaling a breakout to the upside, and the KGFI to be above the moving average, the pink line there or the red line there, and of course to be above zero. That would be a valid buy, or a valid buy call signal. The very opposite is true for the downside. So let's look at the euro dollar. Already from the from the beginning of October, we are in the upper side of the markets there, of the high-low indicator. So basically we are looking for a candle that is in the upper side there, that is green for the CCI, so not this one, and that has the KJFI to be bigger than moving average and bigger than zero. As you can see, this is our entry, so this would be a valid entry to the upside, basically buying calls there. With the expiration date, the recommended expiration date should be the very next candle, so 4 hour the expiration date. But in our case here, this is a loser, so let's mark it with an X. Why it is a loser? Because we bought calls, and at the expiration date we need price to be bigger than the striking price. So our striking price right when the candle closes is 35.89. At the expiration date price is 35.81. Now this is a 4-hour expiration date. Not many brokers are offering it, but in order to test the validity of the system we need to be consistent in our assessments. Therefore we are going to look at the examples in this way. Other example, for example, other cases when buying, for example here, buying calls on this signal, as you can see, price never looked back. So regardless of your expiration date, you have something like 60 candles made out of 4 hours, so 240 hours for price to expire to the upside. So this is what I'm trying to say. So we are looking at them only based on the next following candle like the developers of the strategy suggest. So this was loser, let's say. Moving on, price still on the upper side. We are looking for a green candle on the CCI. This is a green candle of the CCI. If you look at the KG, if you look at the KGFI there, it is 15.09 on the left side on the data window. So this is 15.09, and the moving average is 3.33. So this is a valid signal. So normally we should engage here into buying calls, and the closing, the expiration date should be the very next candle, and this is a loser as well. As you can see, this one goes at the closing 35.76, and at the closing series 35.71. So this should be in the category of a losing trade. Then moving on, this is again a valid signal as all the rules are respected. We are above the trend line, and again we have a loser on the euro US dollar. So 3 losers so far. And then moving on with our assessment, price is moving to the downside. We have now a bearish signal because the CCI is negative, the color CCI is red, the KGFI is negative and below 0, and price it is below the middle bond of the high-low middle there indicator. So normally we should engage into buying puts here. So we are buying puts on that candle with the expiration date, sorry about that, with the expiration date to be end of the very next candle, and this is a successful binary option. This one expired in the money, so we should put it on the wins. So let's move on. This is again a valid, this would have been a valid indicator. As you can see, we have the breakout on the candle there. So we have the breakout on the candle there, and the red, the CCI, the color of the CCI there is red. Price is below the middle band, and of course we are looking at the KGFI, but the KGFI there, as you can see, it is actually being negative, but it is actually beyond or above the moving average, and this is a fake signal. Fake signal here, nothing interesting to see here. This would be a valid signal, and normally we should buy here. Let's just go here. We should buy calls with the expiration date being the very next candle, and this is a loser. Then moving on, I would skip this one as price is right on the border there. This one is a valid signal from my point of view, so normally we should buy this one, to buy calls here with expiration date being the very next candle, and this is a loser as well. So not a pretty picture here. This one should be a buy puts to the downside, and the expiration date is this one, so a loser again. No signal here, no signal here. We are going to the upside, and this is a valid buy. This is another valid buy, but As you can see, the KGFI is below the moving average, so skipping this trade. Price still staying above in the upper side there, so keep moving, valid signal there. This one should be, let's see, 33.24, 33.00, everything in place. We should buy calls on this outcome. And the closing is to the downside, so basically this is a loser. Then moving on to this one, and again it is a valid signal, but it's a loser as well. We should buy calls here, and the expiration date would be the very next candle. Moving on, so we've done this one, still on the upper side. This is a valid signal, and the very next candle provide us with a beautiful return. So this is a buy, and this is a winner. And then moving to the downside, this is a sell and a winner, a sell and a winner. Again, going to the downside, the moving average is below the KGFI, so this is not valid. Moving on, this is good, and at the closing here, 34.93. The closing here is 34.91. The closing on the very next candle is 34.93, so this is a loser, a valid signal, but a losing one. The option expired in the end, in the money, out of the money. And then moving on, this would be a valid signal as well. So close at 34.74. The close here is 34.73. This is good. Normally we should take this one as a winning signal. And let's move on with the next recording, as this one gets pretty long. And let's move on with the next recording and then finalize the Euro US dollar here, please.